Cool. Well, if you are joining, this is Anna. This is my client in Nourished and Free, which is my mentorship program all about food freedom, body positivity, intuitive eating, all of the good, all the goodies. And so Anna is almost done, right? I think you're.
I'm on my last week this week.
Oh my gosh, that's
Like,
crazy.
like,
That flew by.
I know.
That's
I know.
crazy. Yeah, because I remember you enrolled on Valentine's Day. It
Yes.
was like a very memorable day. So awesome. So if you are joining, say hi to Anna in the comments. And yeah, I'd love to kind of kick things off with just kind of share where you were at before. And you have an interesting story too with kind of your past too. So whatever you're comfortable with sharing, like fill us in on where you were at before, what kind of led you up to reaching out for help, and then ultimately deciding that you needed to enroll.
Yeah. So my story goes all the way back to like middle school. Well, kind of my whole life was self-confidence issues. Just my whole life was a struggle. But then in middle school, I had an eating disorder. I was anorexic for a while. So I had that struggle. Still don't really know quite what set it off, but it happened. And then I recovered from it on my own, recovered, that's a loose term.
Yeah.
But then, was doing good, didn't really have a hard relationship with food throughout high school, but then going into college, it kind of started just being off balance again. And then I reached out on Valentine's Day. I was going through a big transition in my life. I graduated college, got a job right away. My grandpa passed away a couple months before. Then my dog passed away. Just a whole lot of stuff going on. And so I felt like I was just in a vicious cycle of nothing too extreme, but especially at night, like I just crave those sweet treats and I tend to overindulge and just I felt out of control with things.
Yeah.
And that's where I was really like at a point where it was just every day, just struggling. So I was like, I need to get help.
Yeah.
So I reached out and here we are.
And here we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when you said you were like with sweets and everything, kind of describe what that was like.
Yeah. So I think I have and had a pretty good base knowledge of healthy food, nourishing my body the correct way. But I tend to did get like obsessive with things. So I would try and, do intermittent fasting or try and do like a low carb diet, whatever it is for one day. And then that one day that I start, I'm like, oh, I did well. I'm going to reward myself with one piece of chocolate. And then that one piece of chocolate would turn into like 10. And then I'd feel like crap again. And it was just literally a vicious cycle again and again and again.
Yeah. Yes. And I feel like so many people can probably resonate with that cycle too. That's so common with like I'm going to start this thing today and then reward myself. And that reward just turns into like, now I need to start all over again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like one of those things that we talked about, like,
yeah.
Oh, I already had one. I might as well just go all in.
Yeah. It's the what the heck effect. What the heck? Might as well just go for it. Yeah, leave if you're watching the replay or if you're joining us live, leave a comment if that resonates with you. If that's something that you struggle with starting something and then you taste the forbidden fruit, for lack of a better word, and then end up just going for it. So you have to start all over again. I think a lot of people identify with that for sure. What were some of the diets that you tried? You mentioned intermittent fasting, low carb. Were there any others?
I did intermittent fasting. I would look into like paleo, and I think that's how you say it. Just stuff like that. Nothing too extreme. But then the calorie counting portion of that was my like way of dieting.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you count on MyFitnessPal or was there something else that you used? Yeah. Classic.
Yes,
Classic.
so that's what I would use when I had my eating disorder. And then
Mm.
there have been times where I, kind of like cycle back. I'm like, oh, I need to go on a diet, or I need to pay more attention to what I'm eating. And I would re-download it, use it for a day, and then it was like just that subconscious internal trigger. I can't go back to it. It's
Yeah.
just not good.
What about MyFitnessPal or just counting in general do you think was triggering for you?
Um, I think just the over analyzing and obsessive part of it, because that's just kind of how I am. I can get like really into things,
Mm-hmm.
and but that was very unhealthy. So that would
Mm-hmm.
consume all of my time. I'm like, oh, I ate that. Now I have to go log it and find it on my fitness pal, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just too much time consumption and
Yeah.
overwhelming and stressful
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Do you think it was taking away from, I mean, you mentioned it took up so much of your time, right? Do you think it was taking away from anything?
Just being present and
Yeah.
enjoying food for what it is and
Yeah.
listening to myself.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, how
Hmm.
confident do you feel now in your ability to not feel like you need to track anymore or try a diet again?
Very, very confident. I
Yeah.
was talking with another lady the other day about, we were talking about one of her clients was doing intermittent fasting, and I'm like, I know that that's not going to work for me. I've literally had the thought, like within the past couple of weeks, I'm like, maybe I should do that. I'm like, wait, no, that's right. From what I've learned, like I need to fuel my body, like I
Yeah.
need to have breakfast, my body's hungry, all that kind of stuff. So the knowledge, like the scientific knowledge and research, learning all about that and
Mm-hmm.
what certain diets are meant for, like keto, like
Mm-hmm.
that type of knowledge, it's so objective for me. I'm like, no, I don't need to go back to that.
Yeah. That's so good. That's so
That wasn't
good.
a very straight answer, but I'm pretty confident of like when I go on Instagram or TikTok and see like this is the diet you should try, I'm like, I am falling for that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Which is so cool because before you did try all the different things, you know?
Yeah, and I was so like that's the type of content I was consumed by, like
Yeah.
a lot. So it's good that I could be like, nope, don't need to look at that.
What does that feel like?
It feels so good. It feels really cool. I don't want to be like, look at me, I'm better than all of you, but it feels good to, yes, exactly, to feel confident in that and know that I won't fall back into those ways or be tricked by
Hmm.
any of those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So,
Yeah.
what would you say to somebody that is like on the fence and they're like, even somebody that came out of your position where it's like, I had a lot of stressful life events just happen,
Yeah.
just graduated college, I'm starting out, or maybe, there's always going to be reasons why someone doesn't want
Yeah.
to change, right? So, what would you say to somebody that's like considering doing Nourished and Free, having somebody be a mentor for them in finding food freedom and that self confidence piece too?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I was also thinking about this the other day when I was driving home. Um, it's something obviously that I've been struggling with for years and years and years. And there's all the tools on every type of social media and websites and stuff. But like, if you're truly struggling and you're at a point where like, I need help, like get it,
Mm-hmm.
because there's only so much you can do on your own. There's only so much I could have done on my own. And I was at a point where like nothing's obviously working. I keep going into this cycle. So to have someone literally in your back pocket was so amazing. And also just you being young, having gone through very similar experiences, so you know
Yeah.
what it's like, is so helpful. So
Yeah.
like get the help that if you need it, because it'll be a lot more freeing and
Mm-hmm.
not easier, but it'll definitely help actually make the change if you're wanting and needing that change.
Yeah. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And even what you said about like, well, I did try to do it on my own, right?
Yeah.
For
Mm-hmm.
years and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't seem to get you where you ultimately wanted to go.
Definitely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Was it nice to have the dietitian in your back pocket?
Yes, that definitely. You
Yeah.
sent one of the questions like, what was one of your favorite parts? And I think that was definitely one of the best parts.
Yeah.
And also going back to like you going through similar experiences,
Yeah.
and not just giving me like, this is what you should be eating, like this is a meal plan that you should be following. The fact that it, you know, you're in my back pocket just to answer any questions that came up during the day or whatever it is, and you were very calm, and I never felt judged at all whatsoever, 1000%, which feels amazing, because I'm sure people have gone and tried other people and felt judged, and that's just never good.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear a lot about people that go to a trainer or something, you know, not to bash on trainers, but different whatever types of coaches, and they get a judgment. So yeah, I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, I do have a similar story to Anna, where I struggled with disordered eating. I was a counter. I had my FitnessPal for years and used it as my allowance for what to eat. And yeah, so I get it for sure. I'm glad that you felt that.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Felt understood, and yeah.
Awesome. So favorite part you would say was that support, you think?
Yes, that, and then also, like I said, the fact that it's not just like, this is what you should be eating. It's a full, like, mind, body, soul connection. Like, we're working on the food element, but we're going further and going into the mind and all the tangled wires that I had about, you know, beliefs that I had that were just not true, and all that kind of stuff. So working on that, and also self-confidence, and also the physical aspect of getting your body moving. So the fact that it was all encompassing, obviously, I think makes it 1,000 times better than just getting a meal plan from a dietitian.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How is your self-confidence?
A lot better. I was thinking of this when I was showering before, and I was like, I've never been at a place where I've accepted my body more. I know we've talked about this, especially when it comes to like going and finding clothes or whatever I'm wearing. I got to a point a couple weeks ago where I wore like a crop top and leggings when I usually would never have felt comfortable to wear that around other people. And I was like, I'm tired of hiding my body. It's exhausting. My body is the way that it is. And I still, like, I go on Instagram now, and I saw a picture of Gigi Hadid the other day, and I was like, oh, wow, she's beautiful. I wish I could look like that. And I was like, wait, no, I'm never going to look like that. And my body is powerful and strong and all of these things. So, and my confidence has grown because it's not just about my body. It's about my mind and my personality and all the things about me besides my body that I'm confident about.
Right. I love that. Do you feel like when you do come across the Gigi Hadids of the world, is there any like sense of jealousy or envy still?
For like a split second, and then it's like the self-talk, the positive self-talk kicks in, and I'm like, no, you're not jealous of that, because your body's not built to look the way those models are built. Yeah. You just have been built, so that's okay. My body's just genetically different.
Yeah. Do you find that, like, even just going out and being in the world, you know, when you're able to in these times, is it different when you're walking past people? Like, is there a different mindset around?
Yeah. I kind of just thought of this and realized this now, but I'm less analytical about other people. I'm not looking as much at other girls and what they're wearing. Granted, I still look because I'm a girl, and that's just what I do, but I don't quite care as much, because I don't know, I just don't. I'm more confident in myself, so I don't need to look at other people or worry about what they may be thinking of me, because they're probably not even thinking of me or judging me in the way that I think they are. So
that's so good. It's so good. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you think this has like changed your relationships with the people around you at all?
Oh, definitely. One of my friends, I've actually learned so much from her, and that's where a lot of my like self-confidence and accepting my body kicked in. But then obviously when I'm around other people, there's less of like the back thoughts in my head of like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what am I going to wear? How am I looking? What am I eating? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's that like stress and those thoughts that have been relieved when I'm around them, so I can be more present and enjoy the time with them.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, when that isn't taking up your brain space, then it's like you can, your life is just heightened, right? You get to be more present and actually enjoy things for what they
Yes.
are and be
Yes.
fully
And then
there.
also too, realizing like my friends love me for the way that I am, and like they're not judging me the way that I've been so self-critical on myself. They love me for who I am, so if they can love me like that, like why am I not loving me like that?
Yeah.
That was a cool realization that I had through this process too.
So good. So good. I love that. Maybe you've already said it, but what would you say is like your number one win from this whole process?
Definitely the positive self-talk. I'm naturally a positive person, but with all the life things going on, I was definitely trending more negative with my self-talk and just thoughts in general. So being able to work on that throughout this process has been probably the most rewarding and amazing thing to come out of it, because obviously when positive self-talk is there, other things come with it. So being able to stop myself with the negative thought and be like, nope, this is what, thinking more positively has been so rewarding.
I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad. You're literally, I told you this last time we had a session in person, like you're literally a new person from when I talked to you on Valentine's Day.
Crazy. I know. I was thinking back to a couple of the times, like the first week when I was messaging you. I remember I had a runza and I was like, I'm freaking out. Like my stomach hurts. Like I don't like this is stressing me out. And now that's not even like a thing.
Yeah, and that's something we didn't even touch on is, there used to be kind of this hyper-focused energy put towards because you would say you have a little bit of IBS, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe a lot of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And, that's super common. Like, in the comments, let me know if you have IBS or if you know somebody that does, because it's incredibly common. And that used to be something that was like a point of being hyper-focused about, right?
Yes, that was something that was super stressful. Like every single day I was struggling with, and a combination of obviously positive self-talk, all of these things I've been working on, and, eliminating toxic things in my life. That stress has been relieved. I literally don't have those problems unless I eat like a ton of pizza, but then that's just from eating pizza. Yeah. So it's improved like 1000%. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good. When you do eat pizza, I'm curious about this, like, and your stomach starts to hurt or whatever, because like, it happens.
Because it's greasy.
Because, how do you feel about that experience, and how would you have before?
Yeah, before, especially with the hyper focus on stomach issues and being upset, if I would have eaten a pizza and my stomach got upset, I would have been hyper focused on it. All I could think about, my mood would do a 180, and I would just be upset for the rest of the night and want to be at home in my room alone with my heating pad on. But now there's been a few times that I've had pizza recently, and it has upset my stomach, but I don't let myself focus on that. I continue to try and be in the moment, know that it's gonna pass. Like the feeling is going to pass. My stomach's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to be fat from eating this one slice of pizza. Like all the combination of that, like I'm solid now. I can eat a slice of pizza and feel okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. That's food freedom right there. Yeah. Eating foods that they taste so dang good, and that it might not feel the best, but you can still be confident in that choice, and even just like you've done a really good job too of having those foods in moderation, and conquering the temptation, I guess, to like overeat on those things out of wanting to cope with your feelings or in stressful times or whatever. And so I feel like you've really found a good balance of like nourishing your body right? And
Yes.
then also having the freedom to eat those more fun foods and be okay with it.
Yeah, definitely. I love my vegetables. I'm been obsessed with like veggie hummus wraps lately. So I
Nice.
can have that. I'd love to have
Hmm.
that, but I also love the pizzas and the burgers and the French fries. But like you
Yeah.
said, everything in moderation. Like you only live once, like eat the pizza.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Well, I so appreciate you talking about your experience. You are such an awesome client. I've loved getting to support you, and I will continue to support you. If you resonate with Anna's story at all, leave a comment, whether you're here with me now, here with us now. Also, just leave some love. Like, let this girl know how awesome she is and like what an incredible journey this has been, and that
Yes.
she's a rock star because she is. And if any part of you is like feeling maybe this is something I should do, please reach out to me. I would love to just schedule a call with you and we can talk through how this can apply in your life and how we can change your specific story to bring that freedom and that positivity that Anna's been talking about. So feel free. I will put the link in the description of where you can book a call with me and we can go through what this process would look like for you if that's what you're interested in. But Anna, you're a dream. I am so glad I got to talk with you today. What a great way to start my weekend. And
Yes. Great way to start the weekend for sure.
awesome. I'm so glad that our paths crossed on that Valentine's Day a few months ago.
No. How crazy.
So
It feels like
awesome.
forever ago, but also like 2 weeks ago. That just
Yeah, it really does. It's so weird how that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks again. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And everybody that is watching this, leave in the comments what you resonate with the most with Anna's story. I'd love to hear how you guys resonate. And again, just pump this girl up for being so awesome and making a change in her life. I'm so proud of her.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, Anna. Well, I will talk to you soon, okay?
Okay.
You have an awesome
Bye.
weekend. Bye,
Happy Mother's
everybody.
Day.
Happy Mother's Day! Go get your mom some flowers.
I know. I need to.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.